Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome to Bomber Crew. I bought this game during the Steam sale because it seemed really interesting, and it actually turned out to be that way. It actually is a really interesting game, and I actually managed to mess up my first campaign, which was for a personal playthrough just to get to know the game a little bit, by basically crashing my plane into the sea and killing all but 2 out of 7 crew members. So yeah, permadeath is very much a thing in this game, as well as not just for your characters but as well as for the airplane that you're flying, which is a bomber in World War II. Anyway, there are quite a few interesting things going on here, and I suggest we're just going to start a new game with skipping the training sessions, because we don't really need that. So let's take an empty slot there. Alright, so we are at the airbase, and we have a main campaign progress bar at the very top here. I think I crashed the game, or not really crashed the game, but I messed up my campaign after completing the second part of it. But yeah, we have quite a lot of different things going on. So we need to recruit some new crew members, I think. It doesn't really say right now, but it was that way for the original playthrough. Actually, that's not true. We have a full complement of crew members, which is great because we didn't have that before. Alright, let's then have a look at crew gear. Alright, so here is my bomber crew of 7 people. Now we have a pilot, we have a mechanic, we have a navigator, we have a radio man, we have 2 gunners, and we have a bomber. Right. Now, this little orange bar says that we have something or something new that we could equip people with. For example, we have a flight suit, and these are all winter jumpers, which is, you know, festive, I guess, but nothing really important there. As we progress throughout the campaign, more and more things will become available to us. We will have a flight suit, headgear, oxygen bottles. We have vests, gloves, and boots. Similarly, we have a training tool which basically shows us all of these guys and their skills. For example, our pilot right now has emergency landing and bailout. Secondary skills become available to these guys as well after they reach a certain level, so at this point we are quite a ways off for Eugene Wood here to get a secondary skill, which means he might be a gunner or a navigator or something like that. This guy will have Maria, this girl, will have a secondary skill at level 5. This guy will have one at level 5 as well. 5, 5, 5. I think, and Philip Highland will have a secondary skill at 3. And this is really good because he's a bomber, but most of the time he will also actually be a gunner at the front of the plane. Those 2 stations are very close together. Alright, now let's have a look at the bomber itself before taking on our very first mission. So this is our bomber. Right now all we can really change is the livery, which is base paints. For example, right now it's in the classic camo scheme, but we could also have a courtesy foam green, pumpkin spice, or olive drab once we reach a certain amount of points. The base paints here is, other than the classic camo scheme, I think are all really pretty ugly. We have some nose arts that we can have. Vampire bats, pumpkin spice. You can also have some custom ones which you can actually create yourself, and this is my very lame and very lazy attempt at creating something for myself, which we're not going to take because it's ugly as sin. And then we have engine art, and I quite like let's see, I had the Flying Tiger ones earlier on. I think those are quite nice. We can install those for free, so we are going to go ahead and do that. We have custom 1 and 2 here as well as pumpkin spice or none, so we're going to go with none. And we can have waste tax as well. So right now it's called Bomber Crew. I'm going to leave this empty for now, but if you have a cool name for the airplane, let me know in the comments below, and yeah, we might call this plane after that name. Alright, let's have a look at the briefing screen. Probably we will have several options available, and indeed we do. Alright, so we have 3 options available to us, and we can choose which one we want to do. So let's see, a reconnaissance has identified one of the enemy's motor factories in Belgium. Let's knock it out. So it's short duration, it's low risk, but we get some easy money for that. The other one is, let's see, Todd's battery has been raining down artillery on the English coast. Our current bombs aren't able to penetrate it, but we can starve it of ammunition. Destroy the ammo dumps supplying the guns. And if we do this, enemy damage will be down for the next 2 missions. So that might be an interesting one, actually. And now we have search and rescue. One of our brave Spitfire pilots had a run-in over the channel and had to ditch in the drink. Locate the poor fellow and drop survival gear to keep him safe until he's picked up. Now these will stay available. It's not that you have to pick one and all the other ones will be available or will be unavailable after. But I think this one will be quite nice to begin with. So let's begin this mission. Alright. So we are on the ground and we have a proper look at the inside of our airplane. So we have all our people in their various stations. We have Highland in his gunner seats, but the bomber station is right underneath him. We have the mechanic at his station, the pilots, we have the navigator, the radio man, and the 2 gunners in the back. We also have first aid kits, we have something to put out fires, I think, and we have electrical systems, oxygen systems, hydraulic systems in here as well, and they can all be damaged as well. Anyway, let's select our pilot and tell him to take off. Right, yeah, okay. For a second there I thought things might go wrong there for a second, but as soon as he's up, we will raise our gears, and then we will select our first waypoint, which is created by the navigator. So if you click on the navigator, Mr. Bruce here, you can get a map of the environment. So we are in England right now. We have to be over here in what looks like Belgium, I think, still. And yeah, it's a little ways to go, but that's all he can do for now. Later on he will get more skills, like custom waypoints. Like I can tell him to create a waypoint over here if we wanted to take a long way around. But for now, this is all he can do, and he will do it automatically. Mr. Aidley also doesn't really have any skills other than the fact that he can repair stuff. But later on he can create a leaner fuel mixture so that the fuel lasts for longer, or he can give us a speed boost. Our radio man also doesn't really have any skills at the moment, but later on he will be able to call in for reconnaissance, for anti-aircraft emplacements and things like that, or he will be able to auto-tag enemy stations and things like that. Now we are getting very close, so what we want to do here is we want to select Highland and send him into his bomber station. We want to open the doors, we want to select the bomb, and I think 1 bomb will do it. That will be sufficient. And now that the doors are open, oh crap, we have enemy fighters. Let's go ahead and tag them for our gunners to fire at, otherwise they won't. And now we have to keep a good eye, or a good look at the reticle here, because once we are over the station, we will have to release our bomb. There we go. We have an optional objective, which is right in our path, so we might as well go for it. Alright, so far so good. Doing these optional objectives will give us extra bonus points and money, so this is something you want to do if you can. And right now, you know, we only have 2 enemy fighters, and at the moment only 1 trailing after us. None going after us, and actually there's another one right there. So we are going to oh crap, I need to select this dude. Right, that's 1 photo. Let's take another one, because this is a short mission. We will not have the danger of running out of fuel, I think. Oh crap. Of course, doing these bonus missions does mean more time in the air, more time being fired at by the enemy. Right, we are going to be taking another picture pretty soon here. Alright, now we need to adjust our course and go for the next bombing target. Now, we might want to send this guy back up into the station so that he can fire at the enemy for a little bit. Murphy, Highland, and well, Mr. Craig, they don't really have any gunner skills at the moment either, but once they reach level 3 they will be able to. And oh crap, we are running out of ammo. So this is something we have to do as well. Let's select him. Other station seems to be fine. We have enemy anti-aircraft defenses, and oh man, So much stuff already going on. And there is our next target, so that's good. Alright, so now that we are on target again, let's select Mr. Highland. I guess. Send him back to the bomber station. We have more enemies coming in as well, which I need to tag. There we go. They're coming in from the top. Oh crap, even more on the left. Another 3 fighters coming in. This is bad. Alright. Everybody else is still looking good on ammo. We're also getting very close to our bomb stations. Let's select the bomb. Get ready for release. Drop that shit. Now that we have done so, let's send this guy back. He needs to rearm. Actually, this guy needs to close the doors. Right, so that's being done. This guy is starting to run out of ammo as well, but for now he seems to be fine. Come on guys, you can do it. Holy shit, even more. Oh, nope. Select that last guy as well. There we go. Look at all of these contacts, man. These are way more than I expected, actually. Right, let's adjust our course. Holy hell. Murphy is being messed up. And Craig is out of ammo, so he's not doing anything. Let's send him to the station. Once you're zoomed out past a certain level, it doesn't really show if ammo is being depleted or not. You just kind of have to guess that, you know, he stopped firing, so he must be out of ammo. Alright. Now we are back over England, and that means all the German bombers are, or all the German fighter planes are withdrawing, which is good news, because that means we're safe. And we have almost no injuries. The pilot got slightly injured, as well as Mr. Burns here, and Craig and Murphy. But nothing insurmountable. And the plane, well, it's kind of shut up and messed up. But yeah, like I said, we will survive. This is no problem anymore. From this point on, we are perfectly safe, I think. At least I never really saw any German fighters come back towards England, which makes sense, you know, because that means that they would be picked off by our anti-aircraft defenses, I think, even though I haven't really seen any here. But yeah, so far so good. We are getting very close for landing, so let's select our pilots, lower the gears again. Now if you don't lower your gears, it does mean you consume more, or if you don't raise your gears, it means you consume more fuel, I think, and also they can be shut off, I believe, which will be very bad once you're getting back to England and want to land again, of course. Alright, there we go, first mission successful. Alright, mission success, we get some money. Return to base bonus of another £800 and 100. I believe these are called intelligence points. We also get a no slow time bonus, and this is a feature that was added later on, if I remember correctly, because well, people were complaining that this game was too hard, and so they wanted a way to slow down time a little bit to make it a little bit more easier to manage. And so they added it after many people requested it. But if you don't use it, and you play the game the way it was intended originally, you get a small bonus in money and intelligence points. And now we also get extra money for the optional recon photos, which is really great news, because now we have 5,000 points to spend, or 5,000 pounds to spend. Alright, so everybody made it back safely. They're all leveling up almost. Holy hell, that is really good. Alright, so we have an emergency dive for Eugene Wood, we have a boost for Maria, radio for recon for Jennifer Burns, who is our radio operator, and we have focused fire for Ronald Craig, who is our gunner. That's really good. After another mission, I think these two guys will level up as well. Alright, so emergency dive. Perform an emergency dive to put out engine fires or reach a lower altitude quickly. Get a boost of speed by using a richer fuel mix. Radio for recon. Radio for location of upcoming hazards will be revealed on the navigator's map. And of course focus, increased focus when aiming, resulting in higher accuracy for a duration. Alright, we also get new unlocks, which we of course do still need to pay good money for. but we have new liveries, we have upgrades for the plane, crew gear, and so on and so on. So let's have a look at our aircraft first and foremost. Alright, so gun turrets. We have the tail turret, and we could upgrade it to Mark II. Now the only downside to this is that well, it doesn't only cost money, it also increases the weight that we are carrying, and our engines can only support a certain amount of weight. For example, right now we can have a maximum of 2000 kilograms of extra gear on board. So we could upgrade this, but it would add another 100 kilograms on top of our total. But yeah, it would do more damage, which is really good, and it does mean that we are a little bit more survivable. Now, the mid-upper turret does seem to do most of the firing, so I will install this one first and foremost. Let's have a look at our systems. We got a new radar by the looks of it, Radar Mark II. Upgraded radars have improved range and sweep frequency. Right, so it adds only 25 kilos. I think this is well worth it, so we're going to go ahead and install that. Extinguishers might be worth it as well for 1,000 pounds. Engine extinguishers can be installed to put out an engine fire. Now this is very good. Let's also let's have a look at the fuselage. This is basically armor. We get an armored fuselage, which improves our protection, but it also increases our weight. Now I think what we want to do here is improve the front here, so that the pilots and the bombers are safe, because if the pilot gets screwed, everybody gets screwed. Actually, this is for the pilot, so let's armor this up a little bit, and then maybe the nose as well. And let's see, we have survival, we have a homing pigeon. And this is quite cool because you can crash in Nazi Germany, or you can crash into the ocean, and if that happens, well, you have a better chance of getting all your crew members back alive if you have given them a homing pigeon. But right now it's too expensive. As for crew gear, let us have a look. Alright, so we get a new flight suit, basic black and basic olive. We also get headgear, which is winter hats, which don't really provide protection, and there's a slight decrease in speed, but they can survive better temperatures, or at least they're warmer when they have this. Alright, now we have small O2 bottles, provides oxygen when away from station for a short duration. I think this is very useful indeed, so I'm going to equip this to everyone. That's about all we can spend, I think. We have a land survival vest. A vest equipped with pockets containing survival gear. It has less protection, but if we crash, well, they have a better chance of making it back home. But I think basic protection is the best thing here. And we also get woolen gloves, which is +1 survival and plus a little bit extra temperature, so we are going to equip that. Seems like a no-brainer. We have boots, leather boots, very basic leather boots. It has less speed, because I guess they're bulky, but it has improved camping on sea and on land. It has a little bit better protection and also a little bit more warmth, but we can't afford that right now. So also we had more liveries. I think this is why this why this is still there. Olive drab. This could be interesting later on, but for now I prefer the original. We unlocked custom free, which we're not doing anything with. The same over here. Alright, let's do another mission. Now that we have a few more skills, it's a little bit more interesting. Let's see, we have sub hunt. This could be cool. I like this. Let's hunt some submarines and bomb those guys to hell. Enemy damage down for the next 2 missions are our current perks, because we managed to, do the previous mission well. Let's begin this one. Right, let's select Mr. Wood. Tell him to take off. As soon as we are up, we will tell him to retract the landing gear. First though, we can select our new waypoint as well. Right, raise the gears. Deselect this dude. I'm going to select Mr. Aidley, and actually no, we're not going to boost, because that is going to there's no real reason for it at the moment, and it is going to take more fuel, I think. So that is not something we want to do. Now we have our navigator who has no new skills, but Mr. Burns can radio for recon now. So let's go ahead and select that. See if there's anything we should know. I don't think so, because we are hunting submarines and they are out on the ocean and not over land. So flak and anti-aircraft installations shouldn't be an issue this mission. But oh well. Let's have a look at the navigator and see if we have any... Nope. Nothing interesting going on here. Alright, so Mr. Craig now has focused fire and he is in the back. I think, since he is our best gunner right now, I want him to be in the upper middle turret there. Because that is the turret usually doing most of the firing. It is also the turret doing the most damage. So, very important. Best man for the best job, right? However, after this mission, Mr. Murphy should have level 3 unlocked as well, which means that he will be able to focus fire as well. And Mr. Highland will have a secondary ability, or a secondary skill, and I think he's going to have to become a gunner, as well as a bomber. Right. So far so good. Let's have a look at the map. We are getting close. Yeah, and we have enemy contacts. 4 of them. Seems like. Alright, let's get Mr. Craig to focus fire. Let's select our first target. Make sure that Mr. Highland is in the bomber station. Let's open the door, select the bomb. Get ready for release. There's another one. We have to hunt 3 submarines. We have 5 bombs in total, so we can miss once or twice. But we have to be careful not to do that too often. Right, let's select the second submarine. First submarine is down. Ah, we have an optional objective as well. So we are definitely going to go over in that direction as well to take that picture, get some more money. Ah, there's the other submarine. Ah, damn it. He's diving. Right, so let's first go for the picture, I guess. Let's radio for recon once more, just because we can. Now, in order to take pictures, we do need to select Mr. Highland here. Alright. There we go. Now we can fly in different heights as well. And it does influence the way you take pictures. Right now we can have 100% to take a good picture. That's because we're flying at low altitude. Once we are flying on medium altitude, things are going to be slightly different. Alright, oh, behind us. Crap, oh, that's so close already. Open fire, guys, come on, you can do it. Also need to be aware that we are getting close to our bombing target. And I see more contacts on the right. That is our new target. Let's select a new bomb. Ah, crap. Let's tell him to focus fire. He's almost out of ammo. Maybe he should grab some while we can. Crap. Oh, almost didn't make it there. Right, let's close the doors. Start heading back home. Make sure that our bomber is in his gunner station there. Select the new fighters coming in. There we go. Mr. Murphy still has ammo as well. Where the hell is that coming from? I didn't quite catch the... Oh, there they are. Come on. Come on. There's the other one. Alright, one of our turrets is low on ammo. That's Mr. Murphy. He can't fire. He needs to reload. Rearm. Focus fire isn't quite ready yet. Get a new movement goal. There we go. Mr. Craig is out of ammo. Luckily he is very close. And focus is recharged. So let's select that again. There we go. A little bit more experience for our gunners here. Alright. So far, so good. Alright, can we kill one last dude before they fly back to Germany here? That would be very nice indeed. Doesn't look like it though. Alright. Let's see. He has 184. 294. Mr. Highlands. He has quite a lot of ammo as well. Look at all that damage, man. It's pretty funny. You can look into the plane through those holes as well, which is really cool. You know, you can see the insides right there. You can see Mr. Burns or Miss Burns. I don't quite recall if she was or he or she was a woman or not. Also doesn't really matter, but probably I think it was a woman. Not sure. Alright, Mr. Wood. Now yeah, like I said, we have 3 different altitudes that we can take, but it is going to affect our ability to bomb effectively. It is also going to be colder the higher up you go. So that is why your crew is going to need proper gear if you're going to go ahead and do that. But you can stay out of flak zones. You can. There are some German planes that cannot quite reach that height, I think. So you will be safe from them at high altitude, but everybody will be freezing their butts off. You know, so there's always some kind of trade-off to make, which is really quite cool. And that trade-off can be quite hard to make once, you know, all the shit's flying into the fan, basically, because you have all of these bombing runs coming up, you have enemy fighters flying all around you, trying to strafe you from all directions. You know, people are trying to navigate new courses, and so on and so on. So, yeah, it's quite interesting. On the whole, you know, everybody's function is quite simple. It's not incredibly deep in the way they, you know, function inside the plane, but having to manage all of these things at once does make it quite complex and interesting. Not sure why we're flying away again, but it's a lower gear. Maybe I was too late with that. I don't think so, but this is weird. I've never seen them do this. Why are we flying away from the airbase, guys? Come on. Alright, now we're turning again. I guess he messed up his approach to the landing strip, maybe? Not entirely sure. But yeah, let's see. Mr. Murphy is slightly wounded, and we do have a function for it. We have a bed where they can rest for a little while and they will heal up. So if we tell him to go over there, he's going to go ahead and lie down, and you will slowly see his health go back up again. It is pretty slow though, so it's not something you can do during a fight, or at least not easily. Not for very long, if you know, value your protection. Because while he's in there, of course, he won't be able to fire at the enemy coming from the rear, which means more wounds for everyone, and more damage to the bomber as well. There he goes back. Alright, mission results. Success. Got some more money, we got home safely. Got some optional recon photos, so we have some spending money again. The Dumpy Dustbin, that's apparently the name of our airplane here. The Dumpy Dustbin, holy hell. Not sure how I feel about that, but yeah. If we do manage to crash the plane, then we are going to get a new one. And we're going to lose all of our current upgrades for it. Alright, so Maria Aitley has learned to lean the fuel mixture, and Pamela Murphy has the ability to focus fire now, which is really cool. Alright. So we get engines, standard engine MK2, engines armored engine MK1, cat's eyes, headgear, helmet MK1, and leather gloves. Right. Also, we have an ability to train someone in a secondary skill now, which is probably our bomber. Let's have a look. Yeah, B.H. Highland. Philip Highland, who can become either a gunner, a first aid, or engineer. And since he is usually in a gunner station, this is a no-brainer. He's going to become a gunner. Though we can retrain him apparently later on, but no. Quite happy with the way this is set up. Right, so we get full presets, starter flight set, basic flight set. That gives him gloves and shoes and things like that, I guess. Equipped to all. Yeah, not sure if we want to do that. Let's see. Our pilot here headgear, helmet. No. Let's give a helmet to Pamela Murphy here, as well as Mr. Craig. And I guess, yeah, let's see, Philip Highland as well. There we go. In terms of gloves, we have leather gloves, which is a little bit more protective, but it has less protection for warmth, which is not something I'm happy with. We have a basic bomber set. Well, he's a bomber, so yeah, let's go ahead and equip that, I guess. And then we have Murphy with the basic gunner set. Same for Ronald Craig here. Right, so we need a certain amount of intelligence points before navigator sets and radio operator sets become available, as well as the basic pilot set. So that's going to have to wait for a little bit. Alright, let's have a look at our airplanes. We have 4 engines, which we can all upgrade individually. We have the standard engine Mk1, which is what we have right now. It can carry 500 kilograms per engine. Now we could get an armored engine, which increases the protection, but it decreases the amount of weight that we can carry. And if we get a standard engine Mk2, it is slightly more protected. It is also capable of carrying more. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good upgrade to get. We're going to go for the 2 outer ones, I think. Not sure of that. Now actually let's maybe do the inner, because I have a feeling that we might lose that part of the wing, and this is a little bit more protected. Not sure if that's actually true, but now this it seems, yeah, that seems okay to me. Let's install 2 engines on the inner sides of both port and starboard. Now we have some nose art. Let's see, cat's eyes. These are okay, I guess. Let's install these. And now let's go back to the overview, because we've been playing for a little while, and this is the end of this video. So please leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content or wish to see your name on the airplane. And I'll see you guys with a video I do next.